Open up a 4-game homestand starting tonight. The final 10 games.
Con el número 0, Jalen Wells.
Jackson Jr., the former defensive player. Jaren Jackson Jr. wins the tip with Chet Holmgren. Oklahoma City, 10 games remaining on the season, including tonight. As Memphis in that 5 spot in the West. Santi Aldama down low, nice pass. Spain got all the way to the rim, just couldn't finish. And SGA with the rebound.
It's a good closeout by J-Dub just to throw him off balance. He's one of those guys who likes to take the three. And how about a physical drive?
Physical, Michael, but going up against Jaren Jackson Jr., 2-time shot blocker, and there is Scottie Pippen Jr. under 10 points per game.
He's one of those guys who can take that shot. He's not their best three-point shooter, but he's certainly a guy that can knock it down.
Holmgren got down low, puts on the brakes, the fadeaway, no. And Bain over to Aldama, always looking for the three. Looked like he was going to miss wide right as soon as it left his hand.
Another guy you have to close out on. Grizzlies have all 5 of their starters on the floor that can take that three with such ease. Look at all the traffic around SGA when he has the basketball. My goodness.
Hartenstein telegraphed the pass. Ended up getting picked off. These are 2 teams, Michael, that like to get inside and work the paint like you see Jaren Jackson Jr. do there with the left hand. That's his patent move. Comes up short.
Absolutely. It's really unusual. The guy who's right-handed but loves to finish with his left.
Dort off the mark from 3 as he had a good look. Thunder come into this game, winners of 7 in a row. And 16-2 since the All-Star break. That's no interest so far. Get ready to go for the higher stakes games that are looming.
Consecutive seasons, you know, you still got to continue into what you're trying to do over the next 10 games, including tonight.
The emphasis, there will be no coasting as SGA bounces off the defender, and then that little fadeaway.
He does a good job of just really going into the body again of a shot blocker like Jackson Jr.
He said about his strength. Go at anybody. He's got the ability to finish. Jaren Jackson Jr., that time no good. He's missed some short shots. Here comes J-Dub. Back in there, takes a little bump, and is going to go to the free throw line.
I call him sometimes.
A lot of power with Memphis. Is John Morant, who has just battled a host of injuries over the course of the season from 4 consecutive.
He is a big engine that makes this team go, along with Jaren Jackson Jr. As Scottie Pippen showing that silky touch.
Player who was undrafted out of Vanderbilt. J-Dub, little up and under, and it's short. And the rebound to Aldama. Sees a little opening, thought he might be able to get to the rim instead. Ships it back out to Bain. He wants to make his move on Hartenstein. Couldn't get by him. And Aldama no good on the 3. How about Hartenstein?
Generally, you're going to get hit with the citation.
Looks like a pretty aggressive hug. J-Dub again, almost. Williams in his game and getting to the free throw line. Slash Homeland. And the second one for J-Dub against the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, it's just really nice to see him back out there on the floor. You know, with really just about 10 games remaining for the Thunder. To the amazement of Taylor Jenkins that you just saw there.
Desmond Bain's been shooting the ball really well that time. SGA gives it up like he's always willing to do, and one of his favorite targets is Hartenstein for the floater. Now Hartenstein, and they're going to call the foul on him, and
there was 3, according to Chris Fisher, sky blue jerseys around him.
It's in a dilemma to make decisions, and that's what happens when you got SGA, because he's just...
He pretty much had the entire team surrounding him. He just dropped it off to his teammates.
Grizzlies getting a little handsy on those rebounds. As Hartenstein gives the isolation. SGA, that is a tough shot in the mid-range. It's a shot he's been making.
He's such an intelligent player.
And Scottie Pippen Jr. 4 free throw attempts a game, which is #1 in the NBA.
As the Grizzlies coach, he's done a terrific job of just holding this team together. As the Thunder have done, despite some injuries to some key players.
One of the bright young coaches in the league as SGA attacked Huff. And Huff, the 7-footer, Not giving up any ground is Pippen.
9 or 10 games.
A lot of teams fluctuating up and down. In the Western Conference, Memphis been all the way up to 2. Right now at number 5. J-Dub pulls up, mid-range shot, that's good.
Just that nice little pull-up that we've seen all season long, folks.
Well, Scottie Pippen Jr. has been the one points and the rebounds and the assists, but he has been critical to what this OKC team has done over the course of the year on the defensive end as well. As SGA got to his spot and him.
Team early, he is such an intelligent player at recognizing where the other 4 defenders on the floor. Got in that deep paint, was able to call his own number.
SGA keeps Aldama out of the lane, forces him into that tough fadeaway. Dirk Nowitzki-esque off 1 foot.
And picked up his dribble and all.
SGA stops, pulls up, and sticks another one in the mid-range.
That's the ball in my church league. Just run it back. Run it back.
Absolutely feeling it. Williams no. And the rebound to Holmgren. And SGA will take it across midcourt.
You know, at some point in time, the Grizzlies are going to change up their defense on him.
Holmgren trying to go into that spin move, had it stripped. SGA shuts off the ball. Aldama again, the 1 foot.
Aldama showing you his skill set.
Kenrich Williams in the game. Wasting no time on that 3, but Kennard pulls it down. This Memphis team, highest scoring team in the NBA in terms of points per game. But the Thunder have been able to shut them off so far this year in the 3 matchups as Pippen, the 24-year-old out of Vanderbilt, was waived. Of signals. And make sure everybody's on the same page. Getting to the free throw line and knocking the free throws down. Joe, mid-range shot. He's been shooting it really well. As Pippen dictating things on the offensive end for Memphis so far. And they put Dort on him, and that pass right into the hands of SGA. An easy steal for him. Joe gave it right back to Dort. Up top, SGA passed up the 3 instead, flies in and avoids Huff. Hangs. SGA already with 12. Been a high score in the first quarter all season long. Pippen kept out of the lane. It's Kennard, and there is Luke. Joe on the flare out. They love that play. And that
you always think the ball is going to go in the hands of number 2 in White. Well, that's a good 3-point shooter. Here too quickly. Had consistently in the first 3 ball games against the Thunder.
Stretch 5 has got a great stroke. SGA finds an open man. It is Dort. Heavy 3, no, but Isaiah Joe stuck in behind Kennard. Kenrich trying to make his move. Dumps it off. Dort off balance. No. And Pippen back the other way. SGA ties him. Now you're not getting hired.
Yeah. You know, and it's really been, you know, a labor of love for this entire group, you know, to be able to, you know, withstand injuries. You know it is, you know, 1 minute you know, you can play with 2 7-footers and, you know, all of a sudden you got to play a little small ball. And, you know, the Thunder mastered that. Kudos to them for getting to where they are right now. It just showed you on that graphic, 7-game winning streak, 60 games win in the book. And it didn't come very easily. Thunder had to grind it out. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears to make that possible.
Kenny went to TCU too?
A couple of home frogs
coming out of TCU. But 2 very good ones on the floor tonight. Bain almost got caught in the air. Williams. Grizzlies knocked down 23s. First time in NBA history had 9 players with 2 or more threes. Speaking of threes, there's a boom.
Why the Thunder have been knocking down those threes as of late, coming off the bench. There's no real drop off. Look at all 5 guys on the floor for the Thunder right now can shoot the 3. That's a good bump that time. Now, he got penalized for that a couple of times the other night in Sacramento, but I like the officials just allowing the bigs to play like that around the basket. You know, play physically, And he's going to hold his ground. That guy's anchored.
With how stretched out the floor is and how spaced out the floor is, you just don't see that.